Where was that? So the federal government has repeatedly always said they don't pay ransom. They don't negotiate, and in any way they don't, dialogue with bandits. Do you feel like this statement, people are getting it mixed up with, with the opportunity to want to, involve violence when dealing with this banditry?
See, when government speaks regarding this, they look at the audience it's speaking to. This we don't speak with terrorists, we don't speak with violent criminals. Usually it starts from America, but America is the first one that dialogue with them if there is any interest or benefits. We have seen them dialogue with Taliban, Israel and Hamas are in dialogue all over the world. IRA and United Kingdom were in dialogue. They had a war for a long time, and terrorism took bombs in London and there. They dialogue. So if dialogue can bring peace, we are men of peace. We want peace. Even IPOB, which wants secession, if we are ready to put down their arms, come to the round table and discuss even secession, I'm ready. I will support them. What we don't want is violence. So when government say it doesn't do something, it's different. When government say it's going to do something, it may not do it. When it say it doesn't do something, it may be doing it. Now people have this kind of mistrust. Not only Nigerian government, all over government, wherever they speak, you have a mistrust. But what they say, so they be. But essentially, what we are talking about is, what is the way out of this quagmire of security? There's a way out. Let intellectuals come in. Let's speak. Let's bring criminologists from prestigious institutions. Let's put everything on table and see the way out. What the experts are saying now, in dealing with what we have in Nigeria, 75% of it should be non-kinetic. It was a nation where, look at the road network, terribly bad. Look at electricity. I've just seen how much solar system, solar panels we have over the exteriors. The electricity is erratic and very expensive. Don't talk about healthcare. Anybody who has anything, if he's sick, our rich men, even with malaria, they go abroad. Don't talk about education. So with this kind of situation, don't talk about garbage everywhere. So what is working here? So in this kind of situation when nothing is working, is it pumping trillions and trillions of naira on defense? Is it the priority? Or spending that money in educating the society, bringing amenities close to the society? It will have a big impact in trying to curb the discrimination. That's the money you've used elsewhere. This is what we are saying. This is what we are telling the government. Use the money elsewhere. But if you keep giving the military, one governor was saying, or one opposition leader, before he became a governor, was saying, he found that the choicest houses in Abuja are owned by military officers. Why do they get not the money for? Because that's the money for security. So we want to break the cycle of that, this vicious over-dependence on kinetic approach, which doesn't work. If you give them money, they go and buy houses. They go abroad. Why don't you use that money to alleviate the suffering of the people? Build good roads for them, build good schools for them, engage them, feed them, improve agriculture. That's the money. In 3 years, you can couple it and see how much Nigeria is spending on spreads.
So basically what you're saying is, even if the government, decide to, start, attacking this banditry through violence, being that the system does not work, they won't really achieve, a good result.
One, we have to see the cause of the banditry itself. Violence bred banditry, and violence cannot cure it. How do you know that violence bred it? Because for us, as a medical doctor, there's something about psyche, is that whoever comes to you with a problem, anybody who comes with you try to diagnose it. First, you want to see whether it's an organic disease or psychological. What I mean by organic, is he having malaria? Is he having typhoid? Does he have a fracture? When the hospital was no heavy, take him to. If he has a psychological problem, you can do some psychotherapy for him, or with the psychiatry, if you take him to good psychiatric hospital. Whatever problem comes to you, try to analyze and dissect it and see what is the cause. Based on that, you apply your medication. So now we are faced with banditry or study from 2009 today. 2009 to date. 2009, it started with Boko Haram. Boko Haram were kidnapping people when their leaders were summarily killed without cause to justice. They were killed on camera, and they took out. Since 2009 to date, it's only spreading, despite the amount of money we spend on kinetic approach. So you want to suppress a problem caused by violence created by the state, because the state that killed the Boko Haram leaders. It will not work. I have seen in my Facebook, posted one time, that is in 2013, in Maiduguri, whereby Boko Haram suspects, young Almajiri, were lined up, maybe about 50-year-old, for the civilian JTF and some military. It's there in my Facebook now. Maybe I will give you so that you put on this film. They were asked to slaughter themselves and bury themselves. Al-Mahdi during Jonathan's time. So what do you expect those who escaped? They take off arms. So we're trying to cure a problem caused by violence with violence. No, it will never work like that. We have to have it. Then once again, now 16 years we have been fighting them, 16 years, without any result. Recently they kill our soldiers, recently. So why don't you try another approach? Can you imagine a former head of state, through intelligence, was able to sit down with the leaders of Boko Haram? It's a former head of state. He sat down with them. He told me himself that when he met them, they said, yes, they are ready for peace talk, but it has to be in another country. Then he told them, no, I'm a former head of state of a country. How can I go to another country talking with you people? It has to be in Nigeria. So when they saw his insistence, they said, okay, let it be in Nigeria. They gave him his condition. Hostilities should stop for 27 days. And they are ready to discuss with government and see how it can be resolved. This head of state went to the current head of president then, spoke with him, said, I am able to trace Boko Haram and they are ready to put down their arms on the condition that the government should come and have a peace talk with them. What will that head of state told him? That government will not me push it up. So we understand that also foreign interest, that they didn't start it, but you see they always capitalized. In medicine, we know how you can capitalize it. When you talk about AIDS, HIV infection, a viral infection, it doesn't kill somebody, but it destroyed the immunity. So what usually kills people